Hello again, my friend. It's great to be with you again on this wonderful snowy day in the Midwest. And you may have caught the previous video that I shared on announcing the new Scriptural Prayer Journal series that has just recently been released, and that I just in the previous video was giving an overview to what those Scriptural Prayer Journals are all about. What I want to offer in this video, as well as the next couple of videos, is a little bit of a breakdown into each of those journals and what they dive into. And the first one is really related to the Kerygma, which is a really interesting term. What does Kerygma mean? Well, it's a Greek word that means the first proclamation of the gospel. And it's not only it's not only first in the sense that you should be taught it, told it, shared it early on in your faith life, right? Which we might do as children if we're teaching them about the faith. But also the first in terms of importance, that this is the core message of God, right? And it breaks down basically like this. Number one, that God has made us for a purpose. God has made us to love us, to be in relationship with us. But what comes in and wrecks all that? Sin does. Sin has just destroyed that, God's original purpose and original mission for us, if you will, in life, to love Him, to love others, right? But thankfully, God does not will to leave us in that condition. And He sends Jesus Christ, He sends His Son to save us and to offer us that gift of salvation. But then we must respond. Okay, so that's really the Kerygma, and then we must respond to that Kerygma. And I relate that in 3 steps. So if the Kerygma is that we have a purpose and sin has destroyed it, but Jesus Christ has come to save us, then our response is first conversion, where we respond back to Jesus Christ and what He has done for us and what He has offered us. Because God does not, He gives us free will, and He doesn't force His way into our life. He doesn't even force His salvation upon us, right? He will continue to love us, but He allows us to choose to respond to love Him back. So conversion is that first step of responding. And then the second step of responding, once we go through conversion, and we never really complete conversion, by the way, we continue with the conversion process all throughout our life, but then we go on to discipleship and be an intentional disciple. And there's a lot of things that we are fed with by God's grace, the sacraments through prayer that feed us as disciples. And discipleship really responds back to that second piece in the Kerygma, sin. It responds back to sin. Just like conversion is accepting what Jesus has done for us, discipleship responds back to sin and helps heal that. And all that sin has destroyed, discipleship helps to heal. And then finally, we move on to vocation and mission, which also responds back to that original purpose that God has for us. That so much of that got wrecked through sin, but He's offered us salvation, and then we respond to that, and then it all circles back to our vocation, and then fulfilling our vocation in Jesus Christ by His grace and with the assistance of the church, of course, which He establishes to carry on His mission. And we take that mission even upon ourselves. So this journal offers us an incredible opportunity to dive deeper into the Kerygma, looking at 40 different scripture verses related to each of these pieces: our purpose and sin and Jesus, and then conversion and discipleship, and then vocation. So if this sounds like something that might be of use to you, getting to pray with these sacred scriptures, doing some lectio divina, diving into the Kerygma and exploring these things and what God has to share with you, I invite you to check it out. I'll have the link in the description below, and you can find it on Amazon and get your own copy and dive in with the Lord. Thanks so much for joining us today. I wish you all God's blessings and peace, and I'll see you again in the next episode.